Europe is blessed with magnificent forests. They are vital to us. They clean our air and even help us combat climate change. But they are also highly in demand.
They have a big machine and they take all down.
To make our homes, our furniture, our paper, we have destroyed, replanted and exploited forests. In Europe, the number of forests is increasing, but their health is declining. So how can we restore them sustainably? To find out, we went to the country with the most forests in Europe, Sweden.
And you arrived already. I like to film the trees, Swedish trees.
Here we are, welcome.
Forests cover 2/3 of Sweden, and many people rely on them for their livelihood. I'm at Kalmar in the south of Sweden. Sweden is one of the biggest exporters of wood-based materials, including paper. It's an industry that requires lots and lots of trees.
Hello, hi, sorry. Hello, I'm a French journalist from France. Yes. I'm doing a report on forest.
I've worked at a sawmill, so I like it. I have been on board a ship. It's one of the biggest wood transporters in the world.
My mom actually owns a forest.
Do you think the forest is well managed here in Sweden?
Of course, very good.
They're taking down much trees, and that's not really nice.
If we plant it back as well.
Although known for its pro-environment ethos, Sweden's ancient forests have disappeared and been replaced by monoculture tree crops. Per Gibbern knows a thing or two about the subject. He agreed to show me what a technique often used in Sweden looks like. It's called clearcutting.
10 years ago, this was a forest. Now you have sun all the days. This will dry out. The insect who was living here, they have a completely different world here in this area.
Here young trees have been replanted, but you can't replant an ecosystem. That's what Marcus, another forest defender, explained to me when I met him in a forest typical to the region.
It's a monoculture, one species, same size.
He tells me that this management reduces the absorption of greenhouse gases that we emit.
Organic material is decomposing. It's leaking carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. But a forest also have all the component activities storing carbon. On a clear cut, you have pretty much only the decompositioning going on. And this means that here in Sweden it takes at least some scientists say 7 years until it's just a carbon source to the atmosphere.
But there are also healthy forests. Marcus works with landowners who want to manage their forests sustainably. We set off together to meet one of them.
Really nice.
Welcome to Sweden.
Thank you very much for coming us.
Welcome to Sweden. I have beautiful weather for you.
Yeah, let's go.
On this land, there is no clear cutting. Instead, the trees to be cut are selected. Those that have a high environmental value are left standing, and there are lots of them.
And these trees are?
Spruce, pine, birch, oak, aspen, ash.
Plants, insects and animals can benefit, and Peter too.
Come and check in.
It's your personal sauna?
Yeah, I built it.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Impressive work.
His forest is managed using the continuous cover forestry technique. It means less cost for preparing the soil and planting.
Now we have only costs for taking down one trees that they generate a good profit, and we have the forest still here. Many costs we used to have for cutting small trees, they are gone.
Forests then fully play their role as carbon sinks. This is one of the objectives of a major nature restoration law currently being negotiated at EU level.
All that soft sponginess here, that's carbon. This is almost only carbon, and all this adds up in the soil. When you clear cut, this will dry out and it will die. A clear cut is a climate bomb. If you exclude the clear cut from the forestry, you exclude that bomb part.
The Swedish timber industry disputes this. It says it replants more trees than it cuts down, and it claims it has a positive impact on climate. A tug-of-war is underway between this powerful economic sector and the European Union, which recently presented its new strategy for forests. To find out more, we went to Brussels. Now we're in the Swang Forest in the suburbs of Brussels. It's one of the biggest urban forests in Europe and it's protected by UNESCO and Natura 2000. The European Union wants to improve the conditions of ecosystems well beyond natural parks, with the aim of restoring the ecosystem by 2050. But there is work to be done in the forests. Almost half of them are in poor condition, according to Virginijus Sinkevicius, the European Commissioner for the Environment.
Forests are multitaskers. They clean our air, they give us shadow and mitigate the temperature, but they also are a great carbon sink. And if we're losing the carbon sinks, we lose one of the most important values that forest brings us.
Do you think you can change things for the better?
I believe we can reverse that, but I think, we need to not only think about forests in this sort of manner that it's only, can provide you wood, but we really have to see the other values that forests can provide and, of course, try to reward forest owners for that. We need to invest into better management of the forests because they also prevent from natural disasters. They do a great work with the water, not allowing landslides, drought situation and even floods.
Is there a consensus in the EU on how to better manage our forests?
It's a funny thing. Each member state is very proud of their practices, how they manage forests, and I'm happy about it. But with the loss of sinks, with the habitats declining, some of those practices, they are not as good as member states think. The good thing that everyone really cares about forests and everyone wants to save and increase the forest coverage. We should just, look beyond the tree, I think, and then we will have the most beautiful forests and the most healthy ones.
So can a future European law on nature restoration change the landscape of Sweden? That's a question I put to three forest defenders over a coffee.
Perhaps I see negative that it's if it would be legislation coming, because it shouldn't be needed. But as long as the story is being told that it's a bad idea to manage forests without clear cuts, the transition isn't happening. So, okay, bring the legislation then.
The most important thing is to spread the risks and make sure that the industry isn't so big and so hungry. They take more than the forest can deliver.
And I think it's a possibility because we can use more forest for recreation, for nature-based tourism, and we can make more money and we can generate more jobs.
So that's where we end this part of the journey. See you soon on the road to a greener world.